Hello, hello. It's Friday. Hope everybody had a great week. I am the Doc, John Macaroon, adding the third Detroit Lions podcast to the mix. The third. Detroit Lions on SI, made possible by the great On SI network. We got Check the Report. Typically, that's been the one that was dedicated to Jim Caldwell, for those that remember. Interviews, stuff like that. Haven't done too many. You got Lone Wolves, more analysis, outsider thoughts. And now, thanks to the nephew, answer the question. What up, John? How you doing? We got to redeem all the Johns that are so angry. You know what I'm saying? Seems like all the John M's seem a little rough around the edges. A lot of stuff to talk about with the Detroit Lions. Are the Lions' problems easy to fix? One, I'm confused by a question that was online about the Packers win. You guys will help me, I promise, because I'm a little bit rigid thinking, outside the box, not confined by really any rules or parameters within my own head. So you guys will help me because I didn't understand why a Packers win would make Lions fans feel better. So you guys are going to help me out because I'm rigid. And I'm going to talk about it. John Morton said, no problem. Everything's been addressed. They're going to fix it. Calvin Shepard called out Terry and Arnold. Did you like it or not? Any questions you want, any super chats, go right to the front of the line. Answer the questions. Already going to do great. A lot of people blowing up my phone over what happened this week. Look, all that was just simple. I ask questions. That's what I do for life. That's my life. In one realm, I am a psychologist, which surprisingly some people that sit next to me don't know. But I am the Doc, John Macaroon. I am a practicing mental health professional. Despite what you may think, I'm very good at it in 25 years. Really, probably better than the sports, you would say. But also, I am somebody that is curious and inquires about what you guys want to know about the Detroit Lions. Good or bad, no fear. Simple, right? I feel like it's simple. I'm a simple guy. The Doc, John Macaroon, asks questions. Sometimes good, 99% of them are good. Sometimes they go around the world and you sit down at a charity event and people are like, what were you thinking? Can you spit it out a little better? It happens. You know, sometimes things happen. Okay. So you got to answer my question. That's today. Today is going to be about you guys. What do you guys think about a lot of different things? Answer the question. And then in the end, like I said, less glazing, more amazing. But you guys just got to remember that I grew up with Howard Stern, Adam Carolla, deep thinkers who talked about themselves. So I'm influenced by these guys. So for the great or not so great coverage that I bring, I just ask that 5 minutes you listen to the weird stuff that comes in my head so I get it out. I have one more media goal. That's it. I've been successful. Everybody knows it by how I act. The craziness at Detroit podcast. It's kind of like, okay, if that guy's acting different, why? I've met every single media goal I've ever created. Started a podcast, got it picked up, got it bought. Done everything but one thing. I'll share that at the end. But let's talk Detroit Lions. That's what you're here for. Less glazing, more amazing. And remember, too, if you text me a complaint, I'm going to defend myself rightfully and respectfully. And I think the person who got the text message back was like, oh, I might have to think about what I said deeper. Absolutely. I am not an average person in any capacity. In any capacity. Okay, now I'm humbling myself here to this question because everybody was talking and we all watched the Packers game. Absolutely, because you want to compare the Lions to the Packers. How good are the Packers? How far behind are the Detroit Lions? How the fans were watching it, I was curious by, because I looked at it differently than other people. And so sometimes, like I said, I'm a very rigid thinker, and sometimes a thought can come in my head, or a thought maybe you guys put in my head will be helpful to me to understand things deeper. For those that think I have such a big ego and how I act, I am opening it up to the fact that I may not understand this fully because I'm thinking about. I typically think about things rigidly. I say it, I move on, and sometimes I move off of my thoughts based on the things you guys say. And I'm very interested in your guys' reactions. How did you watch that? Dude, I watched that, got mad the whole way through. I'm hot-blooded. Not because the Lions lost to the Packers. I'm hot-blooded because the Packers, to me, based on how they played against Washington, are the team to beat in the NFC North. So I'm upset. I'm like, huh? What is going on? This is crazy. This is unbelievable. The Packers have a great defense. They're able to shut down Washington. They're not a fluke. They're not a fluke in any capacity. They're not a fluke. Unfortunately, they lost Jaden Reed for a couple months, but they got 5 other receivers that can catch the ball. A tight end. How did you react to the Packers win? Did it make you feel better? Help me understand why some Lions fans felt better. I felt worse. I'm like, that offense didn't look like it needed time to pick it up. They picked it up and they're moving forward. There's some continuity clearly with Matt LaFleur. It's different. Something's wrong with John M's, right? We're a little bit gruff, a little bit rough around the edges. The John M's, the McEnroes, the Macaroons, the Mortons, Triple M's, man, we're all rough around the edges. Look, going out, we're all a little bit rough around the edges. Say things, do things we're not supposed to do. Listen, Justin, I really respect that. What's up, Doc? Love your tough questions with Dan Campbell. He seemed a little testy with one of them. Nice work. Look, really in the end, I'm more hard on myself with that. I wanted an answer, but I don't know if there even could be one. But it went worldwide, Bleacher Report, nephew saw it, everybody saw it, everyone's talking about it. Listen, it happened. That was not the goal. The goal was just to really kind of talk about, look, you changed the offense, and everybody knows it. To the degree I added all that extra fluff I shouldn't have, that was wrong. I should have just stuck when he said what major changes. That might have even got him more pissed off. I feel like he got mad because I said Jared Goff said the communication changed. But it was public knowledge. He said it on the radio. So I shouldn't have said the same offense. I really should have just said, Dan, Jared said you guys changed the communication. A lot of people think a lot of things should be the same with the Lions offense. I mean, it was beautiful. It really started off as credit to last year's offense. It was beautiful. And maybe it was a tough question because you got a new offensive line. You got John Morton. You can't throw him under the bus. But the people wanted to know that offense looked different. The whole world was talking about how bad that offense looked. So I stood up there and asked. Now, it wouldn't be an outlier if more people would be a little bit more probing. It wouldn't look so different if it was more like that. But that's fine. One's like this and one's like that. They're all welcome. But yeah, no, it's, I hope that Dan Campbell doesn't dismiss me like John Morton did. But John Morton was sick of the Packers questions, or I think he was sick of the guy sending it. That's fine. John M's are all gruff. We're all rough around the edges. No, listen. My questions come from you guys. And I said, too, I'm thinking the same thing. And sometimes, guys, Dan Campbell could have put that whole concept to bed with a simple, John, I know what you're saying. No, it's not going to be the same. I know it may be perceived that way with how great it was. It's going to be our own spin on it this year, and it's going to be great. Was that so hard? But I made it more difficult with bringing up Jared Goff. Maybe he took it wrong. And like I said, when he asked me more specifics, I just went to other stuff like pre-snap motion, the fact that they didn't throw the ball deep, all that's fun stuff. I appreciate you, Justin. Hopefully I'm not going anywhere. No, it's good. I'm still welcome. Don't worry. Nobody's talking to me about doing anything like that. I love all the comments that were like, don't say anything. They're going to pull your credential. If they do that, I will get more famous. So they don't want to do that. Exactly, Brian. That's how I looked at it too. And also, to remember, it is not easy. The man is intimidating, and the man wasn't smiling. It's intimidating a little bit. Festive, but, well, especially when maybe from my perspective, that you're going to ask something a little tougher. Brian, I think the premise of your question was great. Maybe you got caught up in being a little wordy, but the premise is a spot-on question that needs to be asked. And humbly, the blessing, because all the fans that got riled up and the slappies a little bit that got upset by all that, they were Adam Schefter came out, and a respected ESPN personality said those are questions that need to be asked. Those type of questions. I'm not afraid to ask it. Like I said, I have nephews and friends and family. They're nastier to me than anybody. And then I will say this. I do want to say this. One person in the media room did ask about me. He came up and said, "Keep your head up." I was like, "There's nothing wrong." And I'll ask you to go to @Detroit Podcast if you want to know who. Kind soul. Thank you. It meant a lot to me. But I'm fine. I'm always going to be fine. My head will be held strong. Thank you guys for asking. No, the answer is no. Are you locked out of the Allen Park parties? Oh, yeah. Jared said what? Okay, John. The basis of that question was he went on 97, won the ticket. You can go @Detroit Podcast that day and see the tweet. There's a story. He goes on 97-1 on Tuesday. If you want more of an insightful Jared Goff, Tuesday at 10:30 a.m., he talks. With us, he's a little bit more get in, get out. 5 minutes, just get the stuff done. He's more insightful with the radio hosts. So he says, we're not changing the scheme drastically, but we're going through a major communication change. Major. Whoa. So I copied the quote directly and shared it. And so I said to Dan, is it feasible that you could have kept the offense the same? Jared said the communication changed. I should have been a little bit more specific and just stopped at Jared. That's it. But I said, John Jones, I love the questions you asked, Doc. The black sheep of the family is always the most talented. Thank you. No, listen, it's not that difficult. I put out tweets to ask you guys to ask me, to tell me what you want to know. It's not that difficult. But that's the nature. Again, and it's really bad. It could get me in trouble in the future. I'm of the opinion if Dan is happy with me, I'm not doing my job. If Dan is happy with John Macaroon, then I'm not doing my job, especially after a loss. That's just the way it is. And I hope he respects it. I hope that he doesn't brush me off. I've sat in the same seat for 7 years and 5 with him. I hope he understands that it's never, ever meant to put him on the spot or gotcha. It's I kind of best, if I'm putting it out publicly, just treat me like I'm not wearing a collar shirt. Treat me like you're talking to a fan. And the fan is asking you the question, not the guy with the glasses staring at you. Just treat me like a fan. I'm asking the fan questions. Not too, sometimes they're not going to be sophisticated. They're not going to be that good. But I think the questions are easy. So, but thank you guys humbly. How should the Lions fans react to the Packers win over Washington? Now, an opposing viewpoint of mine, I got mad. I'm like, you're behind the Packers. It's Packers-Lions. I'm upset, clearly. I'm not going, oh, that makes our bad play that much not so bad. Huh? I'm totally confused. The Lions played bad. The Packers played good for 2 games in a row. I'm lost. So you guys, I need you to help me answer the question. How should Lions fans react to the Packers win over Washington? So here's what this guy says. And I get it. He's like, guys, this is not Green Bay. We're not going to glaze the Packers, but they played good, right? They played good. They played well. Okay. So Just Steve gets in, and I respect him, and I respect all of those that have difference of opinions. And he came strong, which I respect. Comes in strong with his tweet. Look what he tells me. Because I'm not happy. He said the Lions played one of their worst games in the Brad Holmes DC era, and we're still a couple plays away from making it close against apparently the best Packers team since the early 2000s. You guys really aren't tail-tucking great divisional football, are you? Come on, man. Man, am I wearing a diaper? And please tell me, I'm humbling myself because my point was literally stole the words. They happy you aren't as bad as you really played. That means the Packers are that much better than you. Because my point is, my original point is, I'm confused why a team better than you right now makes you happy. So help me figure it out. And so just looking at it, he gets in with something else where he's like, he follows up with this comment. This is the more pressing comment that I'm not understanding from his perspective. I think it provided some context, but I agree that our guys still need to go out and look a lot better against the Bears. Flip it though. Commanders, Redskins walk all over the Packers, and we all feel even worse about the Lions. So why is the inverse untrue? Appreciate you, Just Steve. A lot of context to get into. I don't look at it and say, wow, the Packers are such a good team that makes the Lions loss and playing bad a little easier to take. No, a loss, you feel bad. And I also feel, to his point, had the Commanders beat the Packers, I would have felt horribly more worse, because then you would have said, why couldn't the Lions do that? Am I wrong? Someone help me understand the opposite side, because I don't understand it. The Lions played bad. Communication errors shouldn't happen. Communication errors are a sign of a team that practice horribly. Communication errors, that's really bad. Help me understand, for those that are thinking about it, why would Lions fans be happier that the Packers are now 2-0? Huh? Help me. I'm rigid. How should you react? You should be upset. You need them to just have L's in the L column. That's it. I'm keeping it simplistic. Well, John, you could say that it means that the Lions, were closer because they were able to do similar and do better than the Commanders did against them. Dude, the Commanders don't look as good anymore. Austin Eckler goes down. You got a couple aging wideouts. Help me understand. How do you react? How do you feel about the Packers and their win? It stinks. They're 2-0. Jordan Love is rolling. He's matured and settled down. Jaden Reed going down. You hate that for the Spartan dog? 2 months is minimum. Exactly. Cartier, US. I don't feel good for losing. No, it's not that. Everyone feels bad the Lions lost to the Packers. What people are saying is that the Packers being really good makes it so that the Lions don't look as bad. I feel like I need to ratchet up one thought. The Lions, we are not looking at them through the prism of a team that just is the first round team. Squeak into the playoffs 10-7. Through the prism of how does a Super Bowl team look? Week 1, maybe that's my over anger and my overreaction is my overriding thought after week 1 is not that John Morton is not as Tanner Engstrand or Ben Johnson. It's not that Dan Campbell put together a game plan that didn't work. It's not that the offense stinks, is going to stink forever. None of those. I'm going right to the overreaction. I'm going right to the big one. My overreaction for week 1 is the Lions are not a Super Bowl team. Off of week 1. John, you're overreacting. Yes, I am. Until I get to week 2. Not guaranteed tomorrow. Answer the question. Answer my question. I can't wait. The next goal is, this is not the media goal. My next goal is, in a big setting, maybe the Super Bowl, John Macaroon Answer the Question podcast. Big things are going to come for this podcast. People blew up my phone. Important people. And listen, things happen for a reason. These things happen for a reason. I was meant to be in that media room. I earned my spot. For a former therapist, you have a big ego. I'm a current therapist, sir. Current therapist, the more you know. For a former therapist, you seem to have a big ego. No, man, I have the lowest ego. I'm just asking for the basic level of respect. Basic. How should the Lions fans react? How do you react? I just need to know, and then we're going to get to the next question. Doc, Robert Edwards, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Damon, Dice. Good work, Doc. Less glazing, more amazing. I didn't rattle his cage. It's my fault. Look at the doc rattling Dan Campbell's cage. I love it. I didn't rattle his cage. I maybe brought up something that did stick to him because maybe I didn't explain it well. But I will always explain easy. If I ask a question, I can easily explain why I asked it. I asked it because Jared Goff said there was changes in communication on the radio. The offense didn't look good. And to what degree? The whole pre-snap motion thing is so far beyond what I care about. But in the end, less motion pre-snap. The offense took less chances. And more importantly, it looked like you let the Packers dictate to you how to play offense. And you made mistakes in the red zone, and your offensive line was atrocious. The offensive line play is still the result of, and the offensive coordinator, head coach got to deal with it. Can we just move on from the Packers? No. Unfortunately, Mr. Morton, we only talk to you once a week. I should have just asked another Packers question, but I wanted one answered because I had a feeling I was going to talk to Tate Ratledge. And luckily I did. Just me and one other person talked to Tate. Very insightful. Man, he was upset. He made too many mental errors. But I appreciate you, the 250 people in here. Hit that like button. And like I said, I'm not for everybody. I may be too direct, too open, too different than the standard in the box journalist. I'm not standard. And I don't care anymore. I've made a committed effort to just be me. Amped up. But that's what I'm committed to doing. Yeah. In just a nutshell, that's not my intention. Genuinely speaking, just a fan. Doc, you pissed off DC and Johnny Moe. They were not willing to respond to your questions. In my humble opinion, and maybe you guys can say, hey, tone it down. Don't be like that. In my humble opinion, that just tells me I had a good week. My job is not to be their friend. I have enough friends. No, one of them maybe in the media. I have enough friends and family. Trust me. 2 phones. Well, remember, ask your media members, do they got 2 phones? I got 2 phones. I got enough people to message and care about. But I love them. My media brethren have taught me well. But I always look at it like, and it's just, it might be wrong. It might be career being stupid. I always look at it that when I walk in the room, I want them not to be very happy. What is he going to ask? Is he going to ask about stuff that we don't like to talk about? Is he going to ask about some stuff that didn't go right? Is he going to ask about this? That's it. That's, in my opinion, the job, especially after a loss, and they didn't play good. What did you want me to ask? The offense didn't look good. The whole world knew it. So I asked you, why is it different? In my way. And I just made the extra mistake of adding extra context, which made it worse. It happens. Is Dan going to give me a next question? Is Dan going to hate me? I don't know. But that's really, in the end, the purpose after a loss. Now, hopefully they win. They dominate. And you could say, okay, why didn't you score more points? The Lions offense was not good. That was not Super Bowl caliber. And so I'm judging the team on Super Bowl caliber, not week 1, not it's just 1 week. Guys, I don't act like that. Okay. The Lions will say it's just 1 week. Don't panic. That's the standard that every team says. That's not unique, but we're talking on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have a show to do. I have things to write about. And so I'm writing about the week 1 loss. Remember, it's just, I think it's simpleton type stuff to just say, let's wait till week 2. Why don't we wait till the whole season? Why don't we wait until, any team can wait 60 years to win a Super Bowl. We're talking about 1 game and how does that project? And so my opinion is based on that game, that team doesn't look like a Super Bowl team. The Bills and the Ravens do off of 1 week. And the Jets offense looks more like Ben Johnson's than yours does. Simple kind of stuff. But again, my curiosity is um my curiosity, and listen, guys, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Calvin Shepard, there were brave reporters asking him about, hey, I saw a player miss a play here. I saw a player miss a play there. Good. And luckily, he was more smooth in his delivery to the next part because Calvin came strong too. Kirby was exactly where he needed to be. But Terrion, get it together. Wow. There's going to be some fireworks. They're almost, guys, I hate to say it, there has to be fireworks with Calvin Shepard if he's going to come that strong. And the defense is going to have moments where they don't play good. Look out. I'm just hoping it's not me, the target. I'm hoping I'm not the target. But he came with it. It's been corrected. Point blank, period. All right. Now I know. Point blank, period. I love it. I loved it. It wakes you up. Exactly, Corey. Other outlets like ESPN or whoever will definitely say things in a way they don't like. Listen, that's the job, is to highlight questions. And I hope he didn't feel like he was getting put on the spot. I thought, like I said, my humble opinion, I thought it was a really easy layup. No, we cannot have the same offense. We're going to change some things to maybe disguise it against the Packers. That's it. I don't know. I never really feel like football questions are that hard, in my humble opinion. You know, a hard question, a gotcha question would be, do you think John Morton's not qualified for the job? That's like over the top. And remember, if you're mad at me, other outlets were writing things that were so out there. I mean, I read Timu Ben Johnson in a paper. I read nicknames in a paper that I don't think maybe should have been printed. So I really can't take credit. I just ask direct questions that you guys want. Simple. They can't be looked at as hard. They're just direct questions. I think it's just different because 98% of them don't sound like that. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I never wrote Timu Ben Johnson. I just wrote, I think I like Tanner Engstrand better. Younger, maybe a little more innovative. I feel like he might have kept it smoother. This looks different to me. I hope John Morton proves me wrong and shuts me up. I hope so, because that means the Lions offense is running. They're scoring points. They look good. They're entertaining. There's some razzle-dazzle. There's some fun that people talk about it in a nice way. Like I said, I think if you listen to the crux of the question, for those that think it was word salad, I thought it was easy. One, is it feasible you could have kept the offense the same? Two, the reason why I know it's different is Jared said you changed up the communication. That was it. He asked, remember, there's no word salad. Dan, is it feasible that you could have kept the offense the same? Jared talked about a change in communication. And it started with a compliment. So I started with a compliment. Dan, based on how great your offense was last year, is it feasible you could have kept the offense the same? Jared talked about a change in communication. I felt like that's where it stopped. He said, what are the drastic changes? What drastically did you? I said, well, the pre-snap motion, lack of explosion. I gave some more explanation. So it sounded like word salad. But he asked me, what drastic changes did it look like out there? He asked me a follow-up. I should have just stuck with Jared said major communication changes. That's all. You know, I don't think it's poorly worded. The premise is that he should enter his mind, change in offense. No, John, we couldn't change. We couldn't keep it the same, man. We got two new guards, man. Sorry. We can't. It's just going to be different for a while. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. He's happy. Simple. How should the Lions fans react to the Packers win? Let me know. Because I'm of the opinion that fans should just be unhappy until the Lions show you that they play well on Sunday. What did you think about what Steve said? He's like, listen, you got to accept the fact that the Packers play good. That makes you guys look a little bit better. I don't look at it like that. And maybe you can help me understand it. How did you react to the Packers win? They're 2-0. Are you nervous about the Packers being the kings of the North now? They are currently. Own it, accept it, and get better. Just a fan, exactly. Lions offense reminded me of the Lions of the old. Boring and many mistakes. It's week one. It's week one. It's week one. Listen, you're a professional. This is not the preseason. You get a professional response to a professional performance. When your performance is bad, people are going to poke and prod and wonder why. And even really when you do good, if you win 17-10, why didn't you win by more? Why did you have certain plays that messed up? Where were some things you could have got better at? And Dan said it too. This is the byproduct of being a Super Bowl caliber team. So I'm not looking at it like, hey, it's week one and I'm going to keep it to this. No, I'll tell you my prism. Are you on my Super Bowl radar? I'm happy. Are you on my Super Bowl crap list? I'm pissed. And that's it. That's it. Bipolar reactions. Are we in the direction of the Super Bowl? Very happy. Very, very happy. Happy Doc, happy questions. Are you a team that looks like you're veering off the Super Bowl lane? Very unhappy. Very, very unhappy. That's it. Very bipolar, very simple. Simple, right? It could be wrong. Others view it, it's a long season and all that and wait till week 2. And listen, we got to talk now. And that's me. It could be wrong, but I'm thankful that one person is like me in there. Otherwise, it would be very, very tough to listen to a very homogenized group. David gets in. Smart. I think the Packers win just gave us more information. Like what? Smart. See? David, that's what should make you mad. We'll get to you. Dale M. Packers look like the 23 Lions. Hungry. Exactly. They look like they lapped you. So then the other aspect. What would we have learned if the Commanders destroyed the Packers? That you didn't exploit the Packers' weaknesses. If your mastermind who spends extra 4 hours in the lab from 3:30 until the morning picking apart opposing and the other guy beats you, you're more upset. You don't learn anything. Now, what did you guys think of John Morton now through 2 weeks? He's still getting used to the media thing. That's the last thing he wants to be doing. Trust me. He don't want to do the media. Calvin Shepard, I think, wants to take over John Morton's media time. I think Calvin Shepard wants to go out there and speak to his players through the media. I might just file that petition. Dear Lions PR, Mr. Morton is insightful, but can we add extra time to Calvin's by cutting Mr. Morton's by like 3 minutes? Give him time, but let's speed this up. He doesn't listen, I could be wrong. He don't want to be there. And listen, and it's not a bad thing. Not everybody just wants to get on a camera and start talking and talk about one of your worst performances. Can we move on from the Packers? Who asked that question to him about another Packers question? Man, who asked that? Who asked that? Who asked that? Can we talk about the red zone? Can we talk about listen, John, we got to start with this. Can you hear me? Simple. I just need you to answer my question. Can we stop talking about the Packers? It's fun, man. It's being a psychologist. Why would John Morton not like me? Why would he not want to talk about the Packers? Luckily, I was really nervous, though. When I asked the Tate Ratledge question, I thought next question was coming. Next question. I was like, oh, you don't like me. But nothing personal, man. It's all football. Nothing personal. I wanted to be successful. We want Mr. Morton to be successful and entertaining when he talks to us. But he's more straight-laced. He's more straight-laced. It's okay. We just need a good performance. Score, guys, please, Lions players, score 40 points so John Morton's a little happier. You know, I'll be like, Mr. Morton, can you just answer the question? It's really simple stuff. And also too, you know, obviously I care about what his perspective was about the red zone issues, but that question for me was also personal. My writer did a film review, and and I wanted to see what his level of assessment was compared to what John would have said. That's all. See? Answer my question. I'm just blasting it in my own head just to get riled up in my own head. It's John McEnroe. Answer my question. I got to find a way to insert it in the drop. This mic is like a very close one. No, I'll just play it. Answer my question. Answer my question. I'm having fun with that. Well, that's going to be the shirt I wear when I go to the Super Bowl. John McEnroe, Answer My Question podcast. Answer the question. Who asked him about the Packers? Phil, are you a Lions fan or a Lions reporter? Nope. Let me tell you my story real fast. I was a season ticket holder, paid a lot of money over 5 years. Tailgated with my best friend, had the best memories in what is now LCA. Best memories. Ate, cooked, barbecued, laughed, drank, and cried when they lost. I grew up in Metro Detroit. And they took my money. And I started a podcast. And I just wanted to talk sports. And then people told me podcasts are never going to be media. And I said, yes, it will. And they told me, no, it won't. And I said, yes, it will. And I just took it. And I'm a podcaster. That's what I am. I'm a podcaster who asks questions. That's it. That's all I ever want to be known as. Not a reporter, not a publisher, not a writer. I am a podcaster. Hence why I started Detroit Sports Podcast. Hence why I have many sponsors, many, including on SI. I'm a simpleton. I'm a podcaster. That's what I am. First and foremost, that's what I am. With many shows. I got 9 titles. Check the Report, Answer the Question, Lone Wolves, Doc and Jock, Wrestling, Doc and Jock Wrestling. But all I ever want you to know me as, John McEnroe, the podcaster. That's it. That's my lane. Phil, you know that I'm a podcaster, but are you a fan? Meaning, the best way to put that is, because you like labels, all that. I grew up in Detroit. I went to the 87 series at Tiger Stadium. My mom worked her tail off to get me tickets to see the Tigers in, I think, Toronto when I was 7, 8. I went to Michigan State. I rocked the Old English D. I cover the Lions professionally and get paid to do it. I ask questions about the Lions. Why aren't they Super Bowl caliber? I watch the Pistons. I watch the Tigers. I watch the Red Wings. I always say Red Wings. The Red Wings. And I watch Michigan football. I don't know how to answer that any better. I do not care about any single team outside the parameters of Detroit. And I'm a podcaster. If the team is championship caliber, I'm very, very happy. If Michigan loses, I'm very, very happy. When the teams win, I'm very, very happy. I'm a podcaster. That's the only title I want to have. And I think I think based on how I explained it, you can surmise how to describe me. However you want to describe me. I'm a podcaster. I rock the Old English D. I titled my company Detroit Sports Podcast at Detroit Podcast. What do you think? Well said, Doc. I am too, Demand. Shout out to you on this Friday. Almost 400 people. Hit the like button. I am looking forward to this game too. We can change it up. Can we stop talking about the Packers? Who asked that question? I'm gonna need a little favor from the Lions. Can you turn down the audio a little bit? Everyone knows now my voice. Can you turn down? I like the lane I'm in on YouTube and the many thousands of listeners on the audio side. I'm growing the video stuff. I don't even know how you guys keep looking at my face. The audio side is blowing up. The video stuff, I'm working on it. The audio stuff is crazy. Can you turn down the audio now a little bit? Like, just be like everyone else, like Justin and Dave and Jeremy, turn them way up. And then when it comes to me, just turn it way down. So they can hear me because I'm looking right at them and I sit in the front, but nobody else can. Turn my mic just off. Be like, did they cut off the Doc's mic? No, trying to ask questions, and I'm doing it for just a fun note. I spent the first year, didn't ask Matt Patricia a single question. I just listened and wrote everything down. And I said, I like this, I don't like this. And I just gravitated more to questions that were a little bit more direct. I learned from those people a little bit more. Somebody asked. Why do you think, John Doe? Why do you think that is? I think it'll be wrong what you're going to answer. Doc, you didn't get a single question in today. Not one. Did they tell me to shut up? Did they tell me don't you dare open your mouth? What do you think? What do you think happened today on Friday? And then I'll tell you, you're probably going to be wrong. I made 3-4 years ago, I made an executive decision. You guys see? The more you know. Just like I told a colleague in our text exchange, they didn't allow you to. You chose not to ask one. See? The more you know. That's why you got to stand up for yourself. That's not the case at all. They would never. They respect me. They would never, ever say that because then they know the first thing I'm going to do is come back on here and be like, did you hear what happened to the Lions? They shut me up. I'm going to talk to McAfee and Adam Schefter. And I'm going to go. They'd be like, they don't want me to grow that much. They're like, we like your lane. Don't do that. Like if they shut me up, I'm going to write a story on it. That will never happen. You are never going to shut me up. I talk a lot. I talk for a living. So real fast. What do you guys think? Are the Lions' problems easy to fix? Yes or no? Psychologically, it's Friday. Nobody likes working on Friday. I started noticing a pattern. I'm a psychoanalyst. By the end of the week, Dan is exhausted. He's been there hour upon hour upon hour. He's great on Monday and Wednesday. Amazing after the game. Thursday, he doesn't talk. He definitely talks on Tuesday. Gets into it a little bit. By Friday, pay attention. Dan is over it. Who wouldn't be? You're working. You've heard Doc ask you stupid questions. By Friday, Dan is just more direct. It's shorter. It's not Dan, in my opinion. And the players get out early and they don't also, half the time, I noticed, I walked in one time on a Friday, it might have been 2 whole people in the locker room. I said, there's another hour of this. I got to stand here and do what? And the players, it's Friday. They want to get in, get out. They didn't want to talk to me on Friday. And so I said, do I really want to write on Friday? No. So I'm the boss. And I think now you guys realize I'm the boss. Me. I make my own schedule. That was my only request to work where I work. I control everything. Just leave me alone. And they were like, okay, thank you. So 3 years ago, I made an executive decision. Friday, I don't show up. I just don't go. They're not interested. I'm not interested. Now, today, you got the Hardy Giovanni Manu is ready to play. Is that really deep? Giovanni Manu is ready to play. Okay. I don't think I missed out on much. Now, last week, Terry talked and it's fine. But by Friday, I've done all my week's work. So I don't go on Fridays. Now, if I skip a Monday, then I go on Friday. You know what I mean? I miss one media day a week. It's typically the ones that are the least news making, or my stories are all wrapped up. I got 1,000 quotes, 1,000 words, 1,000 stories written. So by Friday, Doc kicks his feet up, go golfing, charity events, write a couple things, have some stuff ready. I just chill the F out. Life is good. That's my veteran day. That's the Doc's veteran day. So Dan's not going to be peppered on a Friday by Doc. He's not going to ruin my Friday by making me think about why I pissed him off or anything. Good reason or bad reason? Is that unprofessional? That is quite unprofessional, Mr. Macaroon. I noticed that I was told you are very unprofessional, Mr. Macaroon. That's right. I earned that right. I don't even think I'm that unprofessional. I'm just direct. I like what you did, I say something. I don't like what you did, I say something. And I put at least a smiley face on it. Did you see Carlos's question to Ben Johnson about whether he thought about Lions fans when he accepted the job? Excellent question. What was the answer? That's a good question. I'll go check it out. Much respect to Carlos. Are the Lions problems easy to fix? John Morton's like, guys, communication issues are over. We are not going to load them up with 50,000 things. Nope. The communication problems are over. Offensively, I think that they're going to be better. But make sure, though, the one thing that we're going to talk about next, I think they're easy to fix. Run the ball, but not up the middle. Some explosive plays. Get behind the secondary. Take shots deep. Use your tight ends. Yards after the catch. The offensive problems are easy to fix. I have a little bit of concern about Terry and Arnold. I mean, Ben Johnson knows all the secrets. All of them. Exactly. Tom, exactly. That's where and Dan will say, but Mr. Macaroon, it's week 1 and we knew there was going to be some growing pains. Unfortunately, that's not how you should have set up the season. You can't have growing pains. You literally can't. But if you ramp it up and you play well at home, you can bomb out basically every road game. You just got to win 1 or 2 on the road if you win every home game. I hope that's not the strategy, but exactly, Tom. Again, and that's another reason why I'm bipolar. Super Bowl path, very, very happy. Not Super Bowl path, very, very upset. Packers look ready, but they got the same coordinators. They got continuity. They had a spark. Their general manager said, we got Rashawn Gary. Let's add Micah Parsons. Our general manager's like, we got to pay $8 and $50 million coming off of a broken leg and still hasn't shown you 20 sacks in a year. I think, listen, I'm biased. I have to tell you I'm biased. I went to state. So my vision is biased. I wouldn't pay Aiden. Aiden, we gave the money to J-Mo, bro. I would have just kept Aiden on his current deal. Go out and get Micah. Go out and get Trey Hendrickson. You gave also sometimes, and this is all speculative. This is all conjecture. This is all just thinking. Don't pay J-Mo. Don't pay Aiden. Get 2 or 3 free agents. Take a swing. You got a healthy Aiden. You got Trey Hendrickson on the opposite side, or you got Micah Parsons on the opposite side. You got a 1-2 year window. It doesn't work. Sorry, fans. We took a swing. We blow it all up. Bye, J-Mo. Bye. We're going to have 1 or 2 rough years, but we're coming back. But could you do that knowing that Frank was on his way out? I think that's why Brad was not as happy, is that he knows maybe this wasn't the window. I mean, your center leaves, 2 young rookie guards. Does that tell you Super Bowl? Now, they can't say that publicly. I'm acting like a fly on the wall. fly on the wall says, guys, let's just try to win as many games as possible and avoid the Super Bowl questions as much as possible. But you're right. Packers ready for the season. Lions we're not. Now, the Bears can be a get-right game. What's the biggest problem you want to see fixed? Hit the comments. What's the biggest problem you want to see fixed? Now, before the injury designation report at 4 o'clock, I was in full panic mode. I was like, and the media is great, but, and I always talk to Christian about this. Christian is very, very similar. Listen, I respect all journalists, all of them. That's why I read them all. It's not how I act on Twitter, it's how you view my respect for you. When I started 10 years ago, the simple premise was it's a clown show. Twitter X is a clown show, so you act the part. It's a clown show. It's not a serious thing. It's a clown show. The whole thing was a clown show 10 years ago. So I just post links and tell jokes and tell bad jokes. How I show respect for the journalists is I read every single thing that they write, not skip someone. That's how I hope you view how respect is given. It's not by what I tweet about you in the cesspool of that place. You just say, hey, the cesspool, go play in the cesspool. Hey, sometimes kids like to play in the mud. That's me. Sometimes you want to tell sticky Sports Illustrated jokes, just like Jared Goff did. Sorry, Lenny, I'm grossed out. Just like, Lenny, what'd you do to this Sports Illustrated magazine, Lenny? Lenny, why is my Sports Illustrated sticky? Jared put that out there publicly. Mr. Macaroon, you are not professional. Okay. Oh no, I got an NFL Live too. Oh, Jesus. Did they like my question? I know Adam Schefter gave me a little bit of nod. What did they say on NFL Live? I feel like in the end, the response has been fair. 50-50. Some are like, who let this boob in the media room? And the others were like, good job, you asked a tough question. So it's right down the middle. And trust me, I got thick skin. None of it bothers me. I learned how to not take things personally 15 years ago. So, hey, when your crony says that guy, hey, and I want to say this too, just real, it's fun. I have respect for all the other organizations, despite what I tweet about them. But when your crony goes online and says, yeah, Dan, smack him. And everybody says, that guy sucks. All you did was help me, bro. Listen, I follow you. I like you. I like you all. But when you say that and pile on and you work for somebody else, it's funny to me. Smack him, Doc. Like, my man, did you not understand what happened? At the core level of what happened, I wasn't aiming to get my name out there. It just happened. But when you do that and say, yeah, Dan, smack him, everybody's like, that guy's a boob. Do you know what happened this week? I shattered every expectation humanly possible. I'm not famous. I don't want to be known for asking tough questions. I just want to be known as a guy who asks questions that he wants to ask. That's it. I'm not doing it for clicks. There's 400 people in here. I would do this for one person that liked it. I'm not doing it for clicks. I'm not doing it for attention. My God, I do my own podcast. I have enough attention. But thank you, though, for highlighting that I'm a boob. All press is great press. All press helps me. And I am the biggest boob. The biggest. You're not telling anybody anything. I'm the biggest boob in the media. The biggest. Me. I might ask the dumbest questions. But I know I can sleep well at night that I did my job. And there's some people that like it. There's some people that called me and said, hey, you're doing a podcast. Let's work with you. Less glazing, more amazing. I'm not famous. I'm just the most annoying guy in the media room. Hands down. You know why? I'm not waiting for someone to pay me. I'm not waiting. I made it happen. Less glazing, more amazing. Like I said, 5 minutes of glaze and the rest is Lions. Less glazing, more amazing. But I am the boob. I am the most annoying person in the media. You're not telling anybody anything special, brother. That's why I blocked you. I like original thought. So before, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're all annoying. I'm gonna frame that one. That's it. You're getting frill. All comments that are subjected will be available to go online. I'm gonna have to share that one. Oh man. Before Aiden Hutchinson, before Taylor Decker got put as questionable, I was nervous. I don't think it was all that breaking news that Giovanni Manu was going to say he was ready. I was nervous. But he's questionable. He's playing. Questionable. I was like, it's not. And I told Christian, I said, look, headlines like Giovanni Manu is telling everybody he's ready to play. I just don't like that personally. What's he going to say? Man, if they call my number, I'm going to crap the bed. Giovanni Manu is ready. They were the whole media was ready to print Giovanni Manu is ready. I mean, I know you're not supposed to assume, but couldn't we assume that question might end up with that same headline? Giovanni Manu is ready. If I asked Giovanni Manu, are you ready? I don't know if I could write the headline, Giovanni Manu is ready to play. I think the better question would be, what's your biggest concern about only having no starts? Or what's something that you hang your hat on? Not why are you ready? Like, we know he's ready. We know you're confident. There was another one that Christian liked that these guys like every so often. Sky's the limit. I'm like, Christian, we are banning that. You're never writing that headline. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. We're not writing that. Giovanni Manu is ready. That did not serve me any purpose with the brain. I want to know a little bit more from your headline, which was in the article, but the headlines, like, come on. Are you concerned about Taylor Decker's shoulder injury, though? Are you concerned? I'm concerned. Jamarco Jones is out for the year. I'm very concerned about Taylor Decker's shoulder. Buying some time. Dan Campbell. He's going to play. But he's got to protect Jared Goff's blind side. He's got to stay healthy. This is not good. Steve, my man, that's a classic question. Hey, Doc, my biggest concern, is it feasible that you're doing a good show? Feasible. Is it feasible? I think I'm doing a show that 400 people right now are in, like it. I think it's a good show. Good enough. Answer the question. Taylor Decker misses 3 straight Lions practices. Are you concerned? Answer the question. Less glazing, more amazing. Are you concerned about the pass rush, the offensive line and pass rush? You got to win in the trenches. They got to. Are you concerned about the offensive line? One last topic before I get out of here. I got 5-10 minutes left. You want to do a super chat? Get yourself to the front of the line. If I missed you, like I said, the chat's flying through here. Any super chats? Right to the front of the line. Ben Johnson knows all of our secrets. Are you concerned about the Bears game? I should come back tomorrow, maybe for like a quick 30-minute. Answer the question. The best part is when people tell you what you already know. Giovanni Manu is super confident. Sky's the limit for his potential. I was like, that is not relevant. That is not a relevant story. And then 3 hours later, thankfully, Taylor Decker's questionable. Thankfully, he's going to play. If he was doubtful, that might have been a long 24 hours. Ben Johnson knows all of Jared Goff's secrets. Dan Campbell knows everything about Ben Johnson. I feel like Jared's going to toss a couple in this game. I feel like he's going to have a 2-2 performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's going to come down to the wire. A lot of people are thinking that the Lions are going to get 20 based on analytics and all the numbers, 27-17. Can Caleb Williams keep up? Can the Lions keep up? This might be 17-14. I'm thinking high scoring, which lends me to believe it's going to be defensive. John Morton, Ben Johnson, 2 slow starting teams. This could be a 17-14 game, guys. This could be a snoozer. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's a 27-24 kind of game where they win. I think it's lower scoring. So I'm going to go close. Giving you my official prediction, I think it's going to be Lions 24, Bears 23. I think it's going to be very close. These two teams have to want to beat each other tremendously. Starting 0-2 is terrible. There's going to be some desperation. I think the Lions are better. If you go check out Christian's piece, which units favor which things, Lions win a lot of them. Thank you, Leonard. That's right. Hit the like button. There's 200 on X, 200 on YouTube. Everybody in here, hit the like button. And leave a nice comment. Just say, thanks for asking the hard questions so that all the haters that came out. Listen, like I said, I have thick skin. And then again, thank you to the guy thankful to the TV reporter who asked, hey man, keep your head up. I was like, my head was never down. I'm fine. I said, bro, my family is tougher than this. Who let the guy in the media? You know who let the guy in the media? The Lions did. Because I got employed with partnered with a legitimate company after the wild success of the podcast, and I earned my spot. And in my humble opinion, journalism is asking what people don't want to answer or talk about. But like I said, the only thing is I hope you didn't feel like it was gotcha. It was based on just change. I don't like change. Nobody liked change. Nobody likes change, and nobody likes a first performance like that. Change. We can change. You can change. We can all change. No, Rocky, no, we don't want to all change. We want everything the same. I want it all the same. I want the 2024 Detroit Lions offense. That could have won a Super Bowl. This right now on a Friday, no, we're veering off the Super Bowl lane. Doc not happy. Doc no happy. Thank you guys. Oh man, Steve, what happened? You gotta be specific. I'm on the air here. What happened? What happened to Scooble? You get hit? No, there's no heat. Guys, trust me, there's no heat. I've been there 5 years. That's not the first time that happened. It won't be the last. It's not. Because, again, they're in an era now, things were good. Remember, too, guys, you don't remember, when Sheila did her press conference at 1-6, there was a voice in there asking her, listen to that voice. Hey, there's other rebuilds that maybe have gone faster than yours. What's going on? I don't think so. I don't feel like he was aggressive. He was serious. That's fine. Yeah, I thought, I did not feel like Dan was aggressive. I feel like the onus was on me and him. I over-exaggerated or over-amplified the extra stuff besides the communication. But literally all you got to do is listen to the first part of the question. Change offense. Simple. What, you don't think the world was I hope he wasn't insulated to think that everybody liked what they saw. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't told that Jared told everybody that they changed communication. Maybe that was Dan reacting, going, shoot, you're airing out publicly. You know what maybe happened? And I'm speculating just real fast. Maybe he thought I was airing for the first time that Jared told me that there was change in communication. And then it just sent him into like a, don't talk, because the Dan at heart is a Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick guy. So I would respect that if he felt like, John, how dare you reveal something Jared told you about communication? You know what I mean? But it was from the radio. It wasn't some gotcha moment. Jared said it boldly. Jared said, don't judge Morton to Ben Johnson's offense. But you guys told us it wasn't changing much. But I know you got a new center. but it just didn't look like your offense. It didn't look like the Detroit Lions offense in a way. Now, credit to the Packers. The offensive line didn't play good. There's new coaches, all of that. But I'm of the opinion John is just another member of the team. He's been here before. He's just the cousin that left and came back, or the stepson that went away to college and, got kicked to the curb or had an opportunity and said, hey, come back. Oh, man, that stinks. Steve, you brought the momentum way down. I'm just teasing. Thanks for the info. Steve, I appreciate you. You know that. As much love as a podcaster can have for somebody that has been following for 15 years, you know that I have that for you. Steve has been following me since 2013. The boob of the media. Since 2013. Messaging, asking, talking. Hey, why don't you do videos? I should have listened to Steve. I didn't know you get paid on YouTube. I didn't even know that. You get paid to do this? Listen again, the website, si.com/NFL/Lions. That's the mothership. This is all fun and joy and interacting with the great people of Detroit. Those that like me. Those that like me, like me. Those that don't, tell Dan, get him, Dan. Get him, Dan. And then the others say, John don't know ball. When you say that, actually, to me, when people say John doesn't know football, it's actually a bigger compliment. How did a fool who doesn't know football get a career in the media? Fool. How did that happen? That actually should be a bigger sign of respect for me. How did a fool who doesn't know football get a job and keep it for 7 years? There's no credit for that? Let him keep asking questions. Yeah, I'm going to keep asking questions. You know what? I might be able to keep asking questions for the next decade. Less glazing, more amazing. What's going on with School Bowl? Steve sent me into a panic. Steve. Any questions you guys got? We'll start answering them. No, absolutely not. I own the company. So I partner with OnSI. I had a thing on at Detroit Podcast. I only got one more media goal. One. I've reached it all. One. I'm going to share it with you in about 5 minutes. I don't want to take too much from the best show at 8 o'clock crunch time. Steve, I remember the first show. Adam was fired up in 2013. We've done 632 straight Thursdays, no breaks. Go find a podcast in Detroit that lists episode 632 1 week at a time. Evan, that's why we'll never win anything, because Brad knows all and he won't ever admit he was wrong. No, he did. He said there's risk involved in the draft with Hendon Hooker and Broderick Martin. They did all the preparation that they needed to do. But yeah, I do think that there's some things that they can do better. So next time we talk, I'll give you guys homework. You got to start entering the comments. Which defensive ends and defensive tackles in college should I be looking at tomorrow? We got to start finding quarterbacks and defensive ends. Steve Lehman, they put Hutchin out in a wide 9. Parsons is rushing from the inside, outside, putting him in stunts. Green Bay knows how to use them. Phil with some eloquency here. Only the top of your head, Doc, looks like a boob. Are the Lions beating the Bears? Yes, but it's going to be dicey. Ben knows you. He knows Jared's weaknesses. Can they execute it? They only gave up a handful of points to the Vikings before that fourth quarter. Two desperate teams. It's going to be close, in my opinion. Some people think it could be a boat race. There's some advantages Lions should take advantage of, but we'll see. What do you guys think about the Bears game? Are the Lions winning this game? And again, how should in the comments, how should the Lions fans react to the Packers? Oh, I left it here. You'll see it.
Oh, hi.
So, what needs to be fixed? Lions win. Oh, no, Steve. Steve, this will be the episode where I said, answer the question, and you brought up a whole different thing. Is he out of the game? And so, okay. I think here's how I think this game should play out. And I'll go into it much more tomorrow. Matchups, key players, things to watch. Vito will have the key players that the Bears you got to worry about. I think that the Lions are going to run the football. And there's going to be some opportunities to get 4 yards per carry. Control the clock, score in the red zone. You will score. You'll get out to a lead. Ben will get closer and closer and closer. It'll be a nice fourth quarter contest. It'll be back and forth. Each team will get a turnover. Kirby will get a pick. Jared will throw a couple. This will be back and forth. Fans will be in it, out of it. It's going to be rowdy. The fans will play a part. The Bears will melt down. Fourth quarter, the false starts will pick up. The miscommunication will pick up. And I feel like Caleb is not on the level of consistency. He's not PhD level. He's blogger level. If you know blogger versus professional feature writer, he's the second or third guy at a blog site. Nice people. Lovely people, actually. Yeah. You know, but Caleb's got to be at a professional level against the Lions. He's got to be big-time feature writer. And again, you guys, look, this is all fun. Please don't take anything I say seriously. It's all just diarrhea of the mouth, fun on a Friday. Please don't take anything I say seriously. My Twitter page first word is entertainment. It's talking junk. You talk junk to me, I talk junk to you. I'm a boob, you're a boob. There's no feelings involved. Please. I would buy all of you a beer and offer you a job if I could. I'm just very, very HR conscious. I have my tight little family, Vito, Christian, me, and Emmett at Lions on SI. And then Adam Strozinski, the best sports broadcaster in Detroit, in my opinion. Adam, the jock Strozinski. Bright man, very bright. Oof, passionate. Your hairline's on point today. I'm a boob, you're a boob. Your hairline's on point today. That's why I wear hats. Get him, Doc. Get him. So, I think the Lions are going to win. All right? I think the Lions are going to win. No. Steve, I disagree. What will happen is I think that Caleb Williams will have some false starts based on the maybe early on, maybe Ben will have some things, but I think that, look, they had all those false start penalties at home. There's got to be a couple in the fourth quarter with all that noise at decibel level at 110. I know that there's silent counts and all that kind of stuff, but there could be some miscommunication, zigzag, all that kind of stuff. Bears played better in their loss than the Lions. Phil, are you concerned? Steve with the medical update on Scooble. Scooble grabbed his left side after 45 pitches. Is he out of the game? I'm getting the scoop from all the people here. That stinks. All right. I think tomorrow we'll go in depth why the Lions win. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be close. So to run down what happened, there's 500 people across two platforms. Hit the like button. Comment on all these questions one by one if you're late in the show. How should Lions fans react to the Packers' win over Washington? What do you think? Good or bad? Are the Detroit Lions problems easy to fix? Taylor Decker misses 3 straight practices. Are you concerned about Manu if he comes in? I think Decker's playing. Answer these questions. Ben Johnson knows all of Jared Goff's secrets. Are you concerned? All relevant topics, all fun for a Friday. I'm going to head out here soon. If you got any last minute questions, let me know. Crowd's going to be crazy at Ford Field. What are you excited for? What should I talk about tomorrow? Leave it in the comments. Answer my question. Now, I got one more media goal. For those of you that are like, why does this guy act like this? I've met every goal I've ever wanted to make. Started a podcast, got it picked up. I've been in the media now 7 years. I also am responsible for 3 other individuals that are reliant upon Detroit Lions on SI for some income. I don't know if you guys knew that. I could just be a true lone wolf and keep everything to myself. I chose to not only employ myself, but 3 other people. 3. So the vested interest of the business is very important. 3. So like I said, if you find somebody that doesn't like the doc, it's because they don't know anything about me and they just react to a public persona and they don't know anything. They've never spoken to me. They're acting on a bombastic performance on a podcast, which really is the lowest level of assessment possible. Or they're reacting to a tweet that was sent directly to them. I was told. You don't know me from the hole in the wall, pal. You didn't take the time to, pal. You don't even know if I'm a psychologist or not, pal. You don't know me from a hole in the wall. You know the nonsense I tweet about, and you judge me for it. I don't care. But I have one media goal. You judge me for the nonsense you see on X and judge John Morton for that? Please. That's the lowest form of assessment you could have. At least invite me for a beer. But remember, one person in the media on the television side asked about me. Well, you wrote this thing on X. That was not very professional. Bro, I put a smiley face. It was not that serious. So, last 2 minutes. Thank you guys all for listening. I have one media goal. That's it. So I've made it judgment-free zone. No. Absolutely you do. Direct and honest. I'm telling you. This is my media goal. I've made it all. I got a lot of readers. You guys can surmise that guy that acts like that has enough readers, has enough work, has enough videos, has enough syndication, has enough of everything. This is fun. I have enough of everything. I have had enough. So now you got to make new goals. It's not for people to acknowledge me, like me, respect me. No, this is how it's going to be described as. I did an informal poll. I said, okay, journalists, very crude. Do you read others in your field? Golf, tennis, sports. I have a wide range of people I talk to that I care about. Wide range. I said, do you read others in your same field? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay. I got a rough, crude estimate that most people that cover the Lions, maybe Tigers, they read 80% of other people. 80. So they leave out 20%. They just skip it because there's so much of it. But they read 80%. That's a good number. Mostly business world, golf world. I did a little informal poll. Now, this is a straw man poll. It's not that great. It's the, Gallup poll. It's not going to be super accurate, but I think it's fair that most journalists read other journalists. I am more in the 98.5% range where I kind of like to read everything, but I'm different. I got more time. I create my own schedule. I'm totally different, off a beaten path. Now, some have very different ways of doing things. They say, I don't read anybody. I skip out on 90% of other people's work. I skip it all of it. Very stringent criteria. Very fair. You're in your hole. You do your work. You're very professional, very analytical. You don't want to read anything else. You don't want to get influenced. You don't want nonsense opinions. You don't want to know about Timu Ben Johnson. You don't want to read all that kind of stuff. You don't want to read about features done by John Morton. You don't want to do that. Okay. I only got one goal. That's it. This is my goal. I've made enough. I've earned enough. I've done everything I wanted to. I've interviewed the best of the best. I've interviewed players in depthly. I've done it all. I've had fun with it. I only got one more goal. That's it. I want to be in that 10%. That's it. Of the most stringent people who skip on everything, who say, I don't, listen, I'd love to be in everyone else's reading mix. I want to be in the best of the best, 10%. That's it. I may never get there. I'm a clown, and I have to earn the right to be a clown. But I want to be 100% honest with all of you. I only want to get into a couple people's readership lists. That's it. That's my goal, which means that you respect me enough, you like me enough, you respect my work, not my clownish behavior. Like I said, you didn't take a minute to learn about me, pal. You don't know anything about me. You don't know my story. You don't know my purpose. You don't know anything about me. But you text me to complain when you don't see something you like. Friend, we don't do it like that. It's simple. Learn about me first. Know who you're talking to, and then know how wildly crazy I will set goals. I only have one goal left. I want to be in that 10%. That's it. Force you to read me. Force you to credit me for something. I like this story. I not like this story. Force you to credit me for something. An inkling. News, not news, a feature, a podcast, something. Consistently. That's it. It may take me 40 years. It may be my only goal. It's not going to be to break news. It's going to be that of the best of the people that only read 10% of Lion stuff. I only read. You message me, tell me that. You only read 10% of Lion stuff. I want to be in that 10% then. That's it. That's my goal. You think I can reach it, guys? I don't know. I've written 7,000 blogs in 7 years. I only got one goal left. The best of the best. I'm going to be in your 10%, buddy. 10%. That's good. That's a number. That's a tough number, bro. The average journalist is 80%. You're at 10? Jesus. But I respect it. Your honesty. 10%? You only read 10%? And you tell me I got an ego problem? I want to be in that 10%. That's crazy, right? Is that a crazy goal? I think it's crazy. It's crazy enough that it gets me motivated. People are judged by their words and actions. That's life. But I think it's a great goal. I couldn't believe someone messaged me that. 10%, that's it? The average was 80. I was like, Jesus. But I will share, I had a friendly conversation with certain people, and we had a back and forth. I don't think he definitely did not think that I was going to reply the way I did, but you're absolutely right. Come message me. You'll learn something about the DOC. I'm not an egomaniac. I just am very driven, and I lock on something, and I just believe that if the average journalist reads 80%, I should be in it. That's all. Very simple. Very nicely. I waited a decade to address it. I shouldn't have did it on X, but I respect you because I read you. I do not take kindly to that you tag me in it. Bro. It's all fun, bro. This is all fun. There's no hard feelings. I smile at you. You smile at me. You like me. You don't like me. I'm going to be in your 10% some way or somehow. That's my only goal. 10%. That's a tough ask. 10%. That's it. That's it. That would mean I did good work. You respect me enough to maybe learn about me, to credit me, use my name, and to say, okay, when his stuff comes on, the bell goes off. Ding, 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 ding. Just that 10% from 2 people. I think I'm in most people's periodic list. That doesn't make me happy. I don't feel like it's ego-driven. I feel like it's respect-driven. Am I wrong? I'm warped. I'm way out there. But I feel like I could do it. And maybe it's the carrot, the last one I need to keep going. 7,000 articles, 10,000 videos, millions of views. Just come on here and glaze myself for my own entertainment. My daughter's been sitting here going, this man is crazy. I'm doing it for my own next step because I've reached the mountaintop. I'm very happy. Can I get there? Can I get there? Can a single lone podcaster and three of his journalist friends get to the point where they're on the list of the toughest of tough critics? 10%. I was like, wow. Wow, that's tough. That's a real tough hill to climb. That's going to be me scratching and clawing for the next several years. But I could be here a while. Can I reach it? Probably not. But damn, that's a tough goal, man. But I will tell you a little bit about myself if you choose to, or anyone choose to tell you about myself. I'm a practicing psychologist. I give a lot of money to charity. I'm a nice human being. I demand excellence of everybody. I'm in the excellence business. Even myself, I'm not in the excellence category yet. I'm going to reach it. I'm not there. I am far from it. I don't even know if I'm in the people's 80% readership lists. But I would just like the more you know about me to judge your opinion about me based on not the nonsense you see that I post on X. That is completely clown behavior from a clown. But the words on the page and the serious information that is brought, you can tell clearly. So that's my goal. I don't worry about others. It's not a worry. I don't worry. It's a motivating factor. I've written stories, written features, done this, done that, traveled. I've kind of done it all. It's just doing it more often. I mean, 7 years, Steve, and 15 years broadcasting. You just do everything. I've interviewed players. I've gone to a handful of stadiums. I've gone to tailgates, done this, done that, talked to this person, had people like me, not like me. I've done it all. So it's the law of diminishing return. I love it. You got to have that last little carrot. It's one more goal. That's it. It's not money. It's not ego driven. It's respect driven. Now you're going to say, that sounds pretty effing stupid if you're going to act like a clown on X and expect people to respect you. Absolutely not. That's a bigger hurdle to climb. The bigger the hurdle, the more love it'll be if I get there. And if I don't get there, who the hell cares? I tried it. Bro, you think I care? Truly? This is a me thing. It's not a them thing. There was one person that asked about me. I mean, it sounds narcissistic, but it was kind of loud. You guys were kind of loud about me. One person asked, just, hey, how you doing? Oh. So in the end, this is a me goal. And I'm sharing it with you because I like you guys. The 600 people in here, I'll tell you, I got one goal left. Like, that crazy guy has all the things he could do in the world. He could talk to Jared Goff, talk to Jameson Williams. He wants to be in a list of 10 people's readership. That's right. No, I didn't say that right. I want to be in the toughest critics, 10%, where I know they like it. Because I respect them a lot. And if they're that stringent, holy cow, that's going to be hard work for me. That means I did good quality work. They like me. They respect me. I'm not intentionally ignoring you. I'm just ignoring 80 other percent. I'm like, no. John don't like that. I want to be in your club. You have a club. It's small. Holy shit. Who's in your club, bro? I mean, I kind of know, but I'm going to be in it. Or I'll fight real hard to get in it. I hope you guys go on the journey with me. I truly hope you don't think I'm a narcissist and an idiot. I'm just very driven and very principled. That if there's facts to be known and someone's giving it, you shouldn't really ignore it. I think that's principled. So in the end, I am a clown, but someone said to me, you have an ego. I said, you have an ego. I read 80%. You read 10. Damn. I was like, when I heard that, I said, damn, bro, you buy me a beer first and let's talk about this. You made the goal very hard, bro. But I don't think I think he's probably shocked that he got the response that he got from me. But I think I think for me, it's the highest of the highest goal. What else is there for me to accomplish? I have a nice podcast. audio-wise. I'm growing a video one little by little, show by show. The last step for me, my one more media goal, this is personal for me, is I want to be in the toughest critics 10% list. Let's see. Maybe over the years, we'll join that journey together. Maybe the guy will just lie to me and say, yeah, I read you. Just stop with this nonsense. It's personal. It's personal to me. I am funny. Thank you, Evan. That really is nice to me. Like I said, if there's only nothing you know about me, I am not a narcissist. I am not an egomaniac. Please. I am principled and I set crazy goals. Crazy goals. So I hope if you listen deeply and remove the clown stuff, X is a clown show. If you dig a little deeper and you care to know me, I am a psychologist. I practice psychology. I cover the lines like a madman. Semi-good. And the toughest critic out there only reads 10 out of 100 articles of his peers. Whew, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. But I love it. I actually love it. I have it framed. It's beautiful. I actually felt like it was a message from above. Like, Mr. Macaron, you've done what you need to do. You got to do more. I got a lot of work to do, bro. To get into 10% club, that's a lot of work. I don't know what it's going to take. Break news, talk to Adam Schefter and be like, hey, give me some of your agents. Kiss butt a little bit so the players come on a podcast. I don't know what that's going to be yet. I have not formulated the plan. I've just stated it out loud after thinking about it, after reading these texts from this friend of mine. 10%, bro. Jesus. The average journalist reads 70% of their peers. 70. Wow. 10%. I was floored. That's good, man. That's good. I'm going to get in that club. I know it's probably what's going to be for this guy's analytics. And Jared Goff was able to on 84% of the. Nah. If it's analytics to get me in your club, I might become an analytics nerd. I could do that. Did you know that Jared Goff on 84% of his dropbacks can 65% of the time get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then 44% of the time get it to Jamison Williams, and then 66% of the time does yards after the catch. And then when I look at the DVOA of John Morton, it's really bad. It's off the chart. It's got to get it more statistically relevant, or I can do that all day. I just don't like that. That shit's boring. But I could do it. Let's see. If that's what it takes, I might do that. I'm a fantasy analytics nerd. Is Mano starting this week over Decker? No. Absolutely not. No way, no how. Shout out to the Spirit of Detroit podcast. I don't do things for clicks, bro. I already got them. And so then the last bit of nugget is too that I think people have to always be reminded. I came to the dance 7 years ago with X amount of people. Those are my peoples. My peoples came to the party for the last 7 years. I should ask for more peoples, but I'm like Brad Holmes. I like my peoples. My peoples are my peoples. They've supported the journey from 15 years ago. I'm not looking for more peoples, but maybe I need to on a bigger scale so that I can get in the 10% club. That's all I'm asking for. That's my only goal. I'll walk in proudly to the media room. If I ask dumb questions, good questions, I want to be in that 10% club. That's it. That's it. That means there's respect. That means there's pride. That means there's acknowledgement of another person. That means it's about the work, not the person. The work. You don't know me deeply. You know 15 years of nonsense tweets. At the very basic level, a journalist should know that's not John Macaron. That's just a guy wilding out on X. Very unprofessional. That's me. That's me. Who would act like this? Probably the owner, but that's it. 10%. Last minute questions here. Man, I took an hour of the other people's time. Man, it flew by. Oh, we're going to get that beer, Steve. I want to let you guys know. Humbly, truly, if you know me personally, Steve has followed since 2013, has given advice, has chatted with me online, has said, hey, I've noticed this or that. He actually more than a journalist took the time to know who the guy was he was talking to. Went beyond the sticky Sports Illustrated jokes and figured it out. That's just nonsense on X. That's nonsense. There's nothing to be taken from that. But you can riff through the information. I think it's pretty clear. The jokes are the jokes. The clownish behavior is the clownish behavior. The principle is the principle. The stuff that's information will be clear to you. And if you ever have a question, just ask. All right. 600 people. More. Like I said, remember too, I grew up watching Howard Stern and Adam Carolla deeply. So I never mean to glaze myself, but I think more glazing is amazing for me. And you can't. It's like I said, Bees, it's not personal to me. Like I said, I've done the other stuff. I've written 7,000 blogs. I've written every day for about 5 years. I feel good. I love the job. Now, I have more of an uphill climb because of the clownish behavior on X. But truly, I think I respect the job the most when I fight for the attention of the people I care about to get. That's it. That's how I show my respect, is I'm going to fight for your club, brother. Bro, 10% is really tough. You acknowledge that publicly, bro. 10%? You only read 10% of people? There's like 1,000 people writing line stuff. You only read 10 out of 100? The average journalist does like 60, 70, 80 in that range. At least know what's going on. That's a tough club. That's a tough club to get into. Hopefully Decker's shoulder holds up. Please, yes. And so, and then the last thing I'll say is you guys fight for the same. Fight for respect. Fight for opportunities for yourself and others. Never settle. Set crazy goals. That's my goal. And again, I love that you like the hard questions. I wouldn't ask it. Like I said, I hope at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I've never talked to Dan Campbell one-on-one, man-to-man. Never. The national media comes in, they hop right in. I'm not comfortable yet sitting down on those white chairs and talking to him one-on-one. I don't even know how to set that up. I'm a simpleton. I was an audio-only guy. I've put, 3 requests in for Dan, and they all were denied. I know, all. 3 times over 7 years. So maybe I got to do that. And you know what? Is that what I got to do? Do I got to lose weight, look a lot better, put on a suit, and say, here's my camera? I like this better, actually, to be honest. I love this way more. The 600 people in here just chatting it up, going, what is this? What is this idiot glazing himself for? No, it's not a worry. It's not, maybe not even the other writers. I have not declared who this is. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But I think that when you've done what you've wanted to do, the highest level of respect is to earn the respect of your peers. Where they go, the toughest one, not the general, like, hey, I like you, you're good, da-da-da. The toughest one. I think I found the toughest one, which is beautiful. I think that was meant to be. That was meant to happen. I was meant to tweet something stupid. I was meant to have conversations. I was meant to get that in my head. There's a critic that only lets 10% of information come to his head. Whew. I mean, that's a tall mountain. I probably will never climb it. Never stand on the summit of that mountain. But boy, am I going to have a fun time trying. Boy, am I going to have a fun time. I don't know if it's going to be interviews, podcasts, one-on-ones. Am I going to put on a suit? Am I going to become the next Jordan Schultz? National level? I don't know. But it's the best thing I ever read. It's the best. I mean, literally, it's the best thing I ever read for me. I think that's the toughest goal. It's not millions of clicks. It's not millions of dollars. It's not an empire. It's not having, 50 sites. It's about doing the best Lions coverage I can do, having the most fun on YouTube I can have, glazing 6% instead of 10%, and letting the real people who care to know me know me. Those that know me know me. Those that don't. But man, that's a 10%. What do you guys think? If you were trying to get into the 10% club, what the hell would you do? What would I write about? What would I cover? What would I do? I have not even thought about that. But that's what I want. And I think to me, that is my only true way of showing respect to that critic. I want to be in your club, bro. It might have to be analytics. Might have to be the DVOA guy. Man, Mr. Macaroon found that DVOA that the Lions, might have to start tweeting out some DVOA stuff. I don't do a lot of the analytics, and I don't do a lot of the film review in terms of in-depth, but I know about them. I don't like it. I like this. I like podcasting. So that's my goal. I hope you'd love to go on the ride. If you hate the glaze, hop off, bro. I already have enough readers. I think I've told you. Hop off. I'm good. If there was 4 people here, I'd just come on here and talk about myself. To myself. This is like maybe, okay, so guys, my daughter's right there. This is my own video journal of my journey in media in some way. It's been a beautiful ride. Beautiful ride, but there's more to come. This has been a beautiful ride. The Answer the Question podcast, the Lone Wolves podcast, Check the Report podcast. It's going to be wild, fun, informative, and I'm going to involve you guys that want to take it with me all the way through it. Judgment-free zone. If you like it, you don't. Any last-minute questions? That's what I said, right? I think he was beforehand, and there was a question if he was going to play, but he was there. I haven't seen anything after. I'm all about the Packers right now. I don't know anything about the Commanders other than I think we got a chance to beat the Commanders. John Doe. Shout out to John Doe. He's always funny. Tomorrow. All right. Less glaze, more amazing. Got it. Tomorrow. Keys to victory. What the offense needs to look like to feel comfortable. The defense could be top 5. That's tomorrow. You got it. I'll actually write that down because that was almost 40 minutes on goals. Jesus. But I think that will shape coverage. Is it better podcast? Is it having deep podcasts where I make someone cry, telling me something secretive? I don't know. Keys to victory. You got it. That'll be a banner. This is the Eric Taylor. Listen, you guys have a guy that will program his show based off what you tweet. He'll ask a question based off what you send him. What the offense needs to look like. It needs to look like points. Explosion. Fun. I'll talk about that. In depth. Defense could be top 5. Did you guys and tomorrow I'll ask, did you guys like how Kelvin Shepard brought it? I love how the Packers fans used it to say that we're shook. That's smart. Defense could be top 5. Got it. That'll be tomorrow. What time do you think is best tomorrow? Maybe 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, lunch with Doc? No, I actually disagree with you, Bees. Take everything personal. Motivates you. Like Amon-Ra. He knows the 14 people, 17 people ahead of him, and he has it in his book. Amon-Ra did this. I blame you, Amon-Ra. Make sure Amon-Ra gets his sweet tea. Rookies. I hope there's more people that will ask hard questions in the media moving forward. More tough questions needed. Always. Thank you, guys. The chat is always fun. 600 people across 2 platforms. My time's up. Go watch Crunch Time. Just type in Doc in the chat like we've always said. Answer the question. A weekly podcast dedicated to Detroit Lions. Answer the question. So what's that mean? Like I said, I don't even know what the themes are going to be. Answer the question is going to be me asking you a lot of questions. Me talking to you. That's that one. Lone Wolves might be just me giving the opinions. I like it. That's actually very smart. Do you like that? Where answer the question is the Q&A, me to you. Lone Wolves is just, this is my opinion, take it or leave it. I like it. All John M's are weird. Answer my question. All John M's are weird. Shout out to you, Angel. Thank you. Yeah. Answer the question. Never a bad thing. Don't be afraid to ask ever. Don't be afraid. Some are good, some are bad, some are weird. Never scared. And I hope this podcast gives you personally, those that watch it, a better glimpse of what I am. Up and down, wild, direct, informative, entertaining, crazy. That's what it is. That's what it is to be me. 2 jobs, 2 distinct careers, 2 ways of doing things. One to help, one to disrupt. So far, so good. But also, too, really, honestly, humbly, I don't really know how to get in this 10% club. I know that I want to be in it. Well, one thing, Mr. Macaron, you can stop texting and writing stupid stuff on X. I was informed by my peoples. Why would you need to be informed, pal? I tweeted you directly. I was informed. You didn't even get the dude. You're a tough nut to crack, bro. I was informed, bro. You don't have to be informed. I messaged you directly. I was informed by my peoples. Okay, man. I wasn't hiding it. Listen, that's I'm 10 years older. I should act more mature. But I looked at this. Let's go fun real fast. I'm just going to read it again to show you my live reaction to this. This was my live reaction to the messages. Oh, oh God. Oh, the nephew has created memes based on the hairline. Oh, this is bad. See, you got, yeah, you guys can't hurt me. You guys can't hurt me. My nephew has come with the hairline memes. Oh, this is bad. But I just want to tell you real fast. Okay. Like I said, truly, at the bottom of my heart, it was principled, nothing personal. It's actually, hopefully, to you, the utmost respect. I was made aware of what you said. If you have an issue, that's fine. I just want you to know. And I looked at that and I said, okay, here's my response. Look at yourself. And he's like, I would say the same to you. I would say, well, you have an ego. No, you have an ego. And that was that. And I said, listen, it's just the more you know. That's all. It's real simple stuff. The more you know, the better everybody off is. And like, oh man, I know you're weird. Hopefully weirdly insightful where you know the method. I do care. 10% club. Wow. That's a tough challenge, bro. Listen, if you just look at it theoretically, if you're a journalist, you told someone that you only care about 10 out of 100 things that come out of people's mouth. 10. The average is 80, 70, 10. You might be lying. I mean, maybe I'm reading it wrong. I ignore 90% of the other stuff out there because I'm busy. Wow. And I said, I'm being humble here. I say, well, I think if you opened your horizons and maybe followed me, you'd have a little bit of information because I'm right there with you, dog. I'm in the trenches with you. I will present some information. You might see something that you like to spark something interesting. That's all. But like I said, it's a method to the madness. I show respect differently. It's probably not proper. It's not professional. But I don't care. I just don't care. I show respect by reading 98.5% of the people in that room. Let's be honest, probably 100%. But there's probably people that I don't even know about that are writing. There's new people every single day. I want the same. I'm the Doc, John Macaroon. My daughter loves me. And that's all I really, in the end, care about. The Detroit Lions, I do care that they win. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Hi, Olivia. Hopefully you're not turned off by whatever the hell this is. This is the Answer the Questions podcast. I'm going to the game. Simple message. All the questions I ask, answer them in the comments. Answer the question. Answer it. They're all laid out for you. I may put it in the description. Answer the question. And how the heck do I get into the toughest critics on earth list? Peace and love. Let's talk tomorrow.